What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today I want to talk a little bit about a few things, right? Our Sunday stroll, kind of strolling through a couple things that we haven't talked about. I haven't talked to you guys in a couple of days. I apologize for that. It's been busy, been tired. Had to, get some stuff done, trying to, work the day job, make some money. But we're here this Sunday. And the first thing I want to get to is the fact that Antoine Bethea, longtime Colts safety, was drafted by the Colts, won a Super Bowl in his rookie year with the Colts, and stayed with us for 10 years, I believe, and then ended up playing for the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. But Antoine Bethea, if you look at his stats, compares to a lot of the greats in the NFL. By the end of his career, he was top 10, top 15, top 20 in most of the categories that would actually matter for a safety to get into the Hall of Fame. I will die on the hill that somewhere at some point Antoine Bethea should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And even though that's probably not likely to happen. You look at the way things are going, hey, maybe one day, right? Maybe, 50 years from now, he ends up getting in. But for right now, he is going into a Hall of Fame, going in and getting inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. So, Antoine Bethea being recognized for what he was able to do in the NFL, having an incredible career, right? Going into an HBCU, getting drafted, again, winning a Super Bowl and being a massive part of the Colts winning a Super Bowl, having that duo of Antoine Bethea with Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders staying healthy is obviously a massive part of that, but Antoine Bethea, like without him, who knows if we win, right? He came in, he had knowledge of the game. He was great his rookie year. He's one of the better safeties in the NFL. His rookie year, didn't make a whole lot of mistakes, and was able to cover a lot of the field. Really good tackler. Antoine Bethea is somebody that me as a Colts fan, like I have always loved Antoine Bethea. I thought he was an absolute dog. I thought he gave us his all while he was here and while he was playing the game. So I'm a big fan. I'm happy that he's getting into a Hall of Fame somewhere. And hey, maybe one day Pro Football Hall of Fame is going to be calling. Okay, but then next topic here is going to be T.Y. Hilton. And actually, T.Y. Hilton's kid, Eugene Hilton Jr., has committed to the University of Wisconsin. Now, not only does this matter because it's T.Y. Hilton's kid, we all love T.Y., and T.Y. Hilton's kid's been lighting up Indiana football. But now, because he's going to Wisconsin, you look at Chris Ballard, a Wisconsin graduate, his propensity to want to draft guys that are from Wisconsin. Okay, we lost out on Marvin Harrison Jr. So, hey, maybe in a few years, we end up in a position where we end up getting Eugene Hilton Jr., right? Little T.Y. Hilton Jr. on the Colts in 4 years. Let's just assume it's 4 years. So that I just thought was interesting, an interesting choice of the teams that he had to pick from. The final seven, I believe, Georgia was in there, Miami was in there. There were some big schools in his final seven, and he ends up coming out of it choosing Wisconsin. So I assume there's some money involved in that, right? Some NIL money, with the way things are changing in college football and the way, that's all happening. We're not going to get into the NIL conversation, but I assume he's getting paid by Wisconsin to go there. Wisconsin, recently, I believe they got quarterback transfers. That actually might be Nebraska. I'm thinking of Nebraska. We'll see what happens there, Wisconsin. But again, Eugene Hilton Jr. gonna be a Wisconsin Badger, and in turn, definitely has a chance to be a Colt one day. Okay, but then next topic here before we get to the main event is Trevor Lawrence getting paid and what that means. Okay, and as a Colts fan, of course, I like the fact that the Jaguars are putting so much money into just one player, not even just one position. It's one player getting so much of the cap. Yeah, that's great. A lot of teams do it when they get their quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence is somebody that when he was in college, I was telling people this is the one. This is the chosen one. Like it was Peyton Manning, was a chosen one. Now it's going to be Trevor Lawrence is the chosen one. Then he ends up at the Jaguars, and I hated it. Okay, I thought, man, no way the Jaguars got Trevor Lawrence, got lucky enough to get the guy. Now I'm gonna have to watch them win multiple Super Bowls, and And Trevor Lawrence is going to be incredible, future Hall of Famer. And what we've seen from Trevor Lawrence just doesn't add up to what he was supposed to be. Now, I've been telling people he's chosen one for a long time, even while he was on the Jaguars. But when you look at what he's done, and you look at, you know, yeah, he had Urban Meyer one year, but then you look since then and what's happened and the talent around him. And when you take everything into account, when I think about everything in this Trevor Lawrence situation, you look at the money he just got. It's $55 million a year. You look at that like, yes, it's a big number, $55 million a year. You really got to look at guaranteed money. And even with the guaranteed money, still one of the highest guarantees of all time, but not the highest in the NFL, which I think matches what it should be, right? The Jaguars smart in that regard, but the Jaguars are giving him a lot of money. And Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, just wasn't worth being top level value. I think he should be one of the top guys, right? Maybe what Patrick Mahomes is making right now. Patrick Mahomes has slid down the list quite a bit of guys making the most money. So maybe in terms of average annual value, he should be more around Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, we're sitting with just Deshaun Watson still making the most guaranteed money of any quarterback in NFL history, but Trevor Lawrence gets a massive, massive bag. Okay, 5 years, 275 is nothing to sneeze at. I think it was at signing, it was like 131 million or something crazy, like a ridiculous amount at signing. So immediately getting a ridiculous amount of money. Trevor Lawrence taken care of, and now they have Trevor Lawrence through, I believe it was 2030. They're going to have Trevor Lawrence. So hopefully Trevor Lawrence, doesn't figure out and remember how to be the chosen one like he was kind of expected to be. But Trevor Lawrence getting a massive bag, and I think that's more better for the Colts than anything. Okay, but our last order of business here, we're still going to be talking about quarterbacks, and this one is going to be a Colts quarterback not named Anthony Richardson. Let's talk about Andrew Luck, something that was mentioned a few weeks ago, something I saw on Twitter. Not everybody's on Twitter, so I figured I'd bring it to you guys. And it's about Philip Dorsett was on a podcast somewhere and was talking about, Andrew Luck and talking about who's the best quarterback he ever played with. He mentions Brady in here. So I want to play this clip for you guys and then we'll talk about it.
I always say this to everybody. People ask me, because they know I played with Tom, and it was like, dang, who was the best quarterback you played with? I'll be like, be honest, you want to come to talent? Oh, it was Andrew Luck, for sure. Like talent-wise, man, Andrew was different, bro. Andrew was different. Like, he was just like a natural-born leader. Like, he was still young, and in the way he carried himself, you would think, like, this man is a 10-year vet. And he was tough as hell. Athletic, like I don't like athletic slide, like, bro. I watch him play. You watch him play basketball, you be like, damn, like this man really like an all around athlete. Had a strong arm, was smart, was accurate, bro. Like it's just injuries, bro. It's football.
Yeah. All right, so that right there, that's something I've been trying to tell people for a long time. Like talent wise, when you look at the pure talent of a quarterback, Andrew Luck was more talented than Tom Brady. Tom Brady knew the game. Tom Brady had great teams. Tom Brady had great coaching. Tom Brady mentally was able to process things to be able to be great. Like I can sit here hate on Tom Brady all day, but Tom Brady, yes, is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But when you're talking about talent, Andrew Luck was incredibly talented. That's why he was so highly touted coming out of college. He, of course, had the smarts. He was a Stanford guy, an engineering guy. So he was plenty smart, but he also had the athleticism. And had the strength, right? Can bulldoze a linebacker, but can also outrun a linebacker. So Andrew Luck was just built so different. And I just thought it was interesting when this came up. Kind of it's always bittersweet to hear about Andrew Luck because of how it all ended. And again, he referenced that Philip Dorsett. He referenced, injuries. It's just football. Injuries are going to happen. Unfortunately, Andrew Luck has to retire early and ends up making that choice. But for the Colts, like to be able to, we had a finite time of watching some of the most incredible football. Like, look what Andrew Luck, people talk about what Tom Brady had around him all the time. Look what Andrew Luck had around him. Okay. Offensively, defensively, when Grigson came in, the team changed so much. And in turn, with it changing so much, we ended up in a position where Andrew Luck had to carry the team, right? Had all these older veterans, which definitely helped out and made things a little easier for Andrew Luck sometimes, right? The Andre Johnsons of the world, the Frank Gores of the world, but at the end of the day, Andrew Luck was for the most part carrying, just straight carrying the Colts. And what he was able to do was incredible. Watching him play football, him and T.Y. Hilton was such a dynamic duo. And watching that happen and being able to watch Andrew Luck do what he was able to do was incredible. We missed a couple of years because of the injury and then comes back, plays an incredible season, and then retires. Like, it just, we're so robbed of what Andrew Luck could have been. But seeing what Andrew Luck was able to do, being able to watch that, if having Anthony Richardson now, it makes that feel better, right? Because Anthony Richardson, as long as he's able to stay healthy and stay on the field, like, he's gonna be the most or one of the most exciting quarterbacks, right? Obviously, Lamar's gonna be in that category, but it's gonna be fun to watch. It's nice that we have a guy again, right? We have a quarterback, so the bittersweetness of Andrew Luck can die down a little bit because we finally got our next guy. So, looking ahead again, excited about Anthony Richardson again, but just thought it was fun to have this conversation come up, and have everybody talking about Andrew Luck and how great he was. Somebody that his walking away from football was an emotional thing for him, and he was devastated. It's good to see Andrew Luck doing well. It's good to see people coming out, talking about Andrew Luck and his greatness. And of course, I'd like to know what your opinion is on all this between Antoine Bethea, T.Y. Hilton's kid, Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck. You let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking of all this. Let's have a conversation this Sunday. Okay. Of course, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime content comes out on this channel. Really going to start diving into the film. There is nothing going on in the NFL world right now. So it's going to be a lot of film study, a lot of predictions coming up. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on. I'm going to want your opinion on all that. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.